Hello and welcome to episode 14 of the We Were Athletes Once podcast. My name is Kyle. I am joined by Cody.
What's up?
Uh, and Cody, I'm not gonna lie, today's a day that I don't want to be recording. For many reasons. One, I feel like we have to talk about a lot of games that I don't really feel a lot of excitement for. That might be because of the fact that we have two Thursday night games and neither one of them are two Monday night games from last week, and neither one of them that I liked, and also because the Packers lost.
Well, and then we had backup quarterback galore this week as well.
Yeah, um, yeah, that's about all I have to say about this week. Episode over. Just football's canceled this week. Also, we just watched one of the worst Sunday night football games I've ever seen.
Yeah, it wasn't fun. And I'm a Chiefs fan who got a win, but it wasn't pretty.
Yeah, we'll talk about that as we go on, but it was bad. Um, yeah, Cody, you just want to jump into it?
Let's do it.
So last week, like I said, we had two Monday night games for some freaking reason. Whoever's decision that was needs to be fired. Um, the one
I don't
that
mind it.
what?
I don't mind it.
Uh,
Two football games. I get to stay up late and watch it. I usually have stuff going on Mondays, so I don't get to see a lot of the first game. I just catch the tail end of it. So having two, it means I got to watch some extra football on Monday. So I was okay with it.
I guess that's fair. Yeah, but the Bucks end up winning that game 20-19. And I am going to start out by saying the fact that this was a 20-19 game is a bad sign for the Bucks. They won this game and they went 2-0 for it, but it's not good having to come back against the Texans because they are bad.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we both picked them to win that division, but that offensive line cannot protect C.J. Stroud, and it's looking worse and worse every game that we continue on.
Yeah, and I've already said like the NFC South bores me. It always has, it always will. There's nothing I like about them. Baker Mayfield in this game, 25 of 38 for 215 yards, two touchdowns, no picks. Bucky Irving was the leading rusher, 17 carries for 71 yards. Rashad White had a pretty good game. He only had 10 carries, but he had 65 yards and a touchdown. Um, every single receiving line in this game is just mid. Like, this was just such a mid off. Like, that's what the most exciting thing I have to say about this game is Emeka Ibuka had three touchdowns in his first two NFL games.
Emeka Ibuka looks legit. Um, I'm trying to think of other rookies right now, but he's got to be up there for offensive rookie of the year. Like he looks the part already. He
I
is
don't think there's a good rookie right
no,
now
not on offense.
outside of
He,
outside of Emeka Ibuka.
yeah, he looks like the best receiver on that team, and that includes Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. So it's saying a lot that he's doing what he's doing, and he's making some phenomenal catches that honestly were some shocking ones, like remnants of Odell catches. Like he looks good.
Yeah, looking at the Texans stat lines, it's not good.
No,
CJ Stroud, 13 of 24 for 207 yards, a touchdown, no pick. Uh, the one legged wonder, Nick Chubb, 12 carries for 43 yards, did get in the end zone. Honestly, Nick Chubb has impressed me.
he's been
His
decent.
numbers his numbers haven't been great, but they literally can't be great behind this O line.
No, it's it's a dumpster fire. Like there's no way to put it. Like if they don't protect C.J. Stroud, you're gonna ruin a young quarterback with a lot of talent because he's gonna start hearing footsteps, and it's already not looking good this year, and it didn't look good last year in his second year. So if they want him to get back to what he was as a rookie in that breakout year where he looks like the next big thing, they got to put something in front of him. And we talked about in past episodes, like you traded your only good offensive line player this offseason. What are we doing? And I think the stat line for Nico Collins says a lot because that's your number one receiver, and he's
You're cutting
hard.
out right now.
Oh, that's not good. Nico Collins, arguably a top 10 receiver in the league, and he was 3 receptions on 9 targets. Like that's not good enough. Can you
Is
still
that
not?
a is this a you problem or a me problem? I think it's a you problem.
I can hear you.
Okay, I can hear you now.
Okay. Well, I'll repeat it in case we have to cut something out.
Okay.
What was the last thing you heard of me?
I don't know. I started to panic after.
All right. Well, yeah. If you want C.J. Stroud to look like that first year breakout, where he looks like the next big thing, trading your only good offensive lineman this offseason was not a good start to it. Um, and honestly, it's not getting any better with what they've put out there. And seeing Nico Collins 3 catches on 9 targets, that's not good enough with as good of a wide receiver as he is. So they got to do something. And honestly, I'm in the camp of it doesn't happen a lot, but trade some picks and bring in some offensive linemen. Like it cannot stay like this because this team is too talented.
I feel like there are a lot of teams that need to do that, and
And
none of
I
them.
it makes no sense. Well, I did just see. We'll talk about them later. But Jerry Jones, like an hour ago, said we're willing to trade draft picks. Well, you need a whole new defense, so good luck.
Yeah,
Um, but you're right. They teams don't do it often, and I think it's crazy because this is a team that I think has a really good defense and a lot of talent on offense, but they can't do anything because they have no time to get the ball out or run the ball.
I saw something today, and it seems like the turning point, like game that C.J. Stroud has had, to where he went from so good to so bad, was the game against the Bears, where he kind of sunned Caleb Williams, and the like when they were shaking hands post game. Uh, I don't have the numbers in front of me, but he was. I'm pretty sure he was the offensive rookie of the year. His rookie year.
Oh,
Am I wrong?
he
I
had
think
to
he
be.
was. Uh, I might be wrong though. But then since then, he's just been awful. And again, the O line is the reason why. C.J. Stroud is a great quarterback, but he just hasn't had the opportunity to play like it.
No, and I can't put it all on his line. Like that's the main thing, but his decision making hasn't been good either. He's thrown some dumb balls, trying to force things, which again, it comes from not having the O line, but his decision making has to be better as well. He did win Offensive Rookie of the Year in 23.
Okay, I thought so. So the Houston Texans are 0-3. I don't see a world where it ends well for them. Like there's, I believe there's only been a handful of teams that start out 0-3 and was somehow able to make the playoffs from that.
I mean, that division though,
There might be a team that you were completely ready to discount in the
we'll talk
in
about
the
them.
preseason.
Listen, there's 2 teams with winning records in that division, and I don't think either of them are all that good. So
Is
we'll
the other
see.
one the Jaguars?
Yeah, somehow Jacksonville won another game.
Because it was against the Texans.
Yeah, but
They beat the Texans and the Bengals, who don't have O lines.
or a defense or a quarterback now.
Um, yeah, it's do do we worry at all about the Bucks?
Yes,
Like today was a bad game for the Falcons. They got shut out by the Panthers.
yeah, it's
Uh,
embarrassing.
that is embarrassing. Um, NFC South, like I've said, just completely mid. Always has been, always will be. But I don't know why I hate the AFC South. I just do.
I don't know. The Falcons were a good team for a long time, so I don't know what you're talking about here.
Um,
And if it weren't for a terrible, terrible coaching play call decision, they would have a Super Bowl as well.
the Bucks are 3-0 right now.
They are, but they also had to beat the Jets on the final drive of the game for the third straight week, and that should be concerning.
It is. I
And that was
think.
with Tyrod Taylor at quarterback.
I think if Emeka Ibuka is going to continue to be like this X factor as the third wide receiver on this team, I kind of don't really worry about the Bucks because the Bucks are like a team that people always think could be like a real team, and I feel like they're on the same stage right now as the Falcons because I just think I think the Falcons have a brighter future because I think the Bucks are older,
Fair.
but I think the Bucks might be a better just might be
Well,
a better team right now.
they are overall a better team. I like their defense better. Um, I like their offensive weapons better. But we also, Mike Evans left this game, tweaked his hamstring, so we'll see if he's going to miss any time. But I think Emeka Ibuka is already ready to take that step for more role, and I think he showed it today after Evans left. So, um, I mean, I'm worried in the sense that of the way they're having to win, but overall, I just think it's the defense. There's just something about it I don't necessarily like. Is it their corners? It's their corners. Between Jamal Dean, Ben Morrison, and Parrish and McCollum. Like, it's just eh. It's eh. I like their D line. I like some of their linebackers, but I think it's the secondary. I'm not a fan of it. And if you're letting Tyrod Taylor put up yards on you, that's a problem for me. I mean, it was only 200 yards. But also, did you look at this Jets line for their rushing? It's not good.
You're breaking up for me again.
I think it's you.
All right, guys, sorry. We're back. We're probably having the same uh, the same problems that in the episode where nothing looked wrong on your guys' end of it, but uh, we are having some technical difficulties here, so we're gonna try and power through that. Um, you talked about how you hated the Bucks corners, um, and I, I don't know. The NFC South is just such a cluster right now to me.
It's not great.
I think right now I just have more faith in the Bucks than I do in the Falcons. I know it
Yeah.
doesn't look great having to come back every single game, but today they had to come back because of a blocked field goal that got
So
returned for a
hey,
touchdown. Which yeah, we're gonna get into that, but I think the
I
Bucks will be fine.
yeah, I think overall, like I think we both picked them to win the division, and I think they still will because this division's weak.
Did
Um,
we? I thought one of us picked the Falcons.
no, I did not.
I would. That seems like I would have picked the Bucks, but
I
I
don't
might
feel
have
like that
picked
at
the
least.
Falcons. I don't know.
But the thing about the Bucks is Baker's not going to turn the ball over. He's not going to do anything stupid to lose you a game. The It'll be come down to can he go win you a game. But I also don't like what the Jets did today. Like I know you have Tyrod in there, but why is he throwing the ball 36 times? Why did he have the most rushing yards? And why did was Brees Hall only have 9 touches and Braylon Allen 6 touches? Like you ran the ball only 15 times and you lost on the final play of the game, basically. Like what? What are we doing? Like what kind of play calling are we doing here? Your best players are your running backs. Run the ball.
I don't think I have
Brees
the brain
Hall,
power right now to.
Brees Hall only having 9 touches. I know it wasn't good. It was only 21 yards, but 9 touches. That's it. Braylon Allen, 6 touches. He had 30 yards. He was averaging 5 a carry. Give him the ball.
Yeah,
You're up. Run the ball.
I don't think I have the brain power to make sense of what the Jets are doing right now. Let's talk about this other Monday night game. And really, the only thing I have to say about it is Geno Smith sucks.
Not today, he didn't. Last week he looked bad.
Last week he looked bad, and I will still
Well,
stand
okay.
by. He looked
Let's
he
have a little debate real quick. Geno Smith wasn't good last week. Was it all his fault, or are the Chargers' defense pretty good?
I think it's both. I've said for Geno Smith's entire career that Geno Smith is not good.
I mean, Geno Smith's mid.
In this game, Geno Smith was this is I went to the freaking Raiders and Commanders game today. Geno Smith did play well today. But
I
in
have
the
been a
game
fan
we're
of
referring
Smith.
to,
Great.
24 of 43 for 180 yards, no touchdowns, and 3 picks. The Raiders are going to ruin Ashton Genty
They are.
because he has yet to have a game with 4 yards per carry. This one was kind of. He's been close twice. He's 3.9 in the Chargers game. I think he had 3.7 today or something like that. Uh, but Ashton Genty is too good to be having stat lines like this. Get offensive line help. Again, every team needs offensive line help, it seems like, and I don't know where any of them are going to get it. Looking at the receiving numbers for the Raiders, 6 catches for 68 yards for Jacoby Myers, 5 for 38 for Brock Bowers. No one else had any stat line worth mentioning. Um, the Raiders are somehow 2-1 and ahead of the Chiefs, which I find hilarious.
We're going to
Um,
talk about your team, so calm it down.
my team is fine. Uh, I want to talk about the Chargers though. The Chargers, Justin Herbert, 19 of 27 for 242 and 2 touchdowns. They didn't really get anything going running wise. No one had, even Justin Herbert, no one had more than 3.5 yards per carry. Um, Quentin Johnston has still looked good through,
Last week against the Raiders, he had several drops, so he looked like his old self last week. But
but
he
he was also the leading receiver in
he only
terms of
had
yards.
yeah he only had 3 catches though on 7 targets, and he dropped like 3 different passes that were easily catchable.
I think
He
I
okay. He was their leading receiver because he had a 60 yards reception. Like that's was all of it. He had 11 on 2 other ones. So meh.
it's this
Also,
is
would
so
like them to hockey the ball more often.
yeah, that's fair. Uh, it's so tough for me to fully get into this game right now because we have another Chargers game we have to talk about, which is
Was more important.
a little aggravating. So I'm just gonna leave this game at the Raiders suck,
They're not good.
and even though they're 2-1, they still suck.
They're not great.
And if they somehow make the playoffs, I don't ever want to hear anything about the AFC West being good.
If the
I,
Raiders make the playoffs,
yeah,
they're not making the playoffs.
because they're 2-1 right now.
Cool. Means nothing.
Um, okay, so let's talk about today's games. Like I said, we record all of our, even though these come out on Monday, we record them on Sunday. And as far as I can think, just today, there have been 6 blocked kicks. Is there, what is this? Like, are special teams coaches getting smarter or are special teams coaches getting dumber?
Well, one of those block kicks, I'm not counting as a block kick because you kicked it directly into a defensive player's helmet. There wasn't even
Which
a hand that deflected it.
which one are you referring to?
That was the extra point in the Chiefs game.
Okay, yeah. That was also a punter kicking it.
Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. Kick it more than 3 feet off the ground.
Um,
I think we need to wait to talk about this until we talk about the Rams Eagles game.
okay. Well, let's talk about the Rams Eagles game
All right, let's do it.
because that was the next one I had in line.
It was the best game of the day.
Yeah, the Eagles started out with I
Terrible.
believe or sorry, the Rams. I believe the score was 26-7 at one point.
Mm, that
And
doesn't
then
seem right.
you said what?
That doesn't seem right. It didn't never seem like it was that far out of hand.
I think Reggie,
I don't care what
our
Reggie
friend
said.
Reggie, our friend Reggie, he's Eagles fan and or
Oh,
he's
God.
a Rams fan and I was with him today and he was telling me every single time the Rams scored and I'm pretty sure at one point the score was 26-7. It was either 26-7 or 26-14. And the Eagles end up coming back to win 33-26 because they blocked two field goals.
Okay, let's be for real. It was 26-27. Just
Yeah, it
because
was
they got six after time
Jordan
expired.
Davis got Jordan Davis got a fat man touchdown at the end.
I mean, it wasn't a fat man touchdown. He ran for a long way
Yeah.
when he should have just gone down and ended the game.
If we look at the stats,
Hold
Matthew
on. For
Stafford,
those of you who didn't watch the game, the Rams were down one, and they went down the field, and they had a field goal blocked. Philly goes on offense. They get the ball back. They go down the field again. No time left. Call a timeout with 3 seconds. Go to kick a game winning field goal from like 35, 40 yards at most. And was it Jordan Davis? I thought it was Jalen Carter.
Jordan Davis was the one at the very end.
Okay. Blocks back to back field goals, basically, and then recovers it and runs it all the way down for a touchdown. It was insane. I thought the Rams. Well, the first half, the Rams stomped on the Eagles. Like, it didn't look competitive. And then in the second half, the Eagles figured out, oh, you can throw a football. I guess it wasn't just the second half. It was the first 2.5 games they learned that they can throw a football because Jalen Hurts has been terrible.
Yeah, and even today he wasn't. Today
No,
was easily his best game of the season.
well,
He
yeah, well,
wasn't.
and his first half stats, he only had like 30 passing yards. Like, it wasn't good.
Yeah, and even like at the end of the game, he wasn't blowing anyone away with his stats.
No,
He
he just
finished
learned
20.
that AJ Brown is a stud, and you can just throw the ball near him, and he'll make plays.
Yeah, I bet AJ Brown and AJ Brown fantasy owners both wish
Rejoice.
he knew that earlier. Uh, Jalen Hurts finished with 21 of 32 for 226, three touchdowns and no picks. He also had 40 yards and a touchdown on the ground. Saquon couldn't do anything today.
He kind of got
He,
shut down last week too.
he had 55 total yards today, including his rushing and receiving yards.
That's not good.
Uh, was kept out of the end zone. What a shock that the three touchdown passes that Jalen Hurts threw were to A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, and Dallas Goddard.
Crazy, right? It's like he's got weapons.
Yeah. Uh, the Eagles. I hate that the Eagles are the best team in the league.
Listen, at halftime, I was ready to talk about how the Rams might be the best team in the NFL because they were dominant against the Eagles. They shut them down and they did what they wanted to on offense against them. It it was impressive. And last week I said the Eagles looked beatable, and you told me I was a little bit crazy for thinking that. The Eagles looked not only beatable, they should have been beat.
Where did the Rams' points come from? Because I'm looking at the offense and
Devontae
I see
Adams and Kyron Williams.
those are the receiving touchdowns. Yeah, there's the rest were kicks. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Because
he had four
they
field goals.
made they made 4 field goals, but they
They had
also
two
had two
blocks.
blocks. Because everyone made it sound. I didn't get to watch this game because I was watching something that made me cry, or that was about to. But Matthew Stafford did not have that good of a game. He was 19 of
No,
33 for 196 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Kyron Williams didn't have a good game. He had 20 carries for 94 yards. That's a fine
I mean
game.
he had a good game. That was fine.
Blake Corum ran well in his limited touches.
He's good as a backup, man,
Puka Nakua had 112 yards.
because he gets the ball thrown to him 15 times a game. Keep doing it. It's working.
And there was just those 4 field goals that kind of we thought pushed this game out of reach, and then it was the 2 that he didn't get that put it back in reach. I also saw a stat. It was like the 11th time in the last 12 games played between the Rams and the Eagles that the Eagles won, or something like that. Um, that's it's a sad time right now for the Rams, and the
I
Rams will be
mean,
fine. They're 2-1. They still look like one of the best teams in the league.
it was a heartbreaker today, but they're fine. They are good. They will be competing in the NFC.
Yeah. Do you want to move on to the next game?
Sure.
Uh,
But the Rams impressed me. They're better than I thought they were, and I need to give them some credit for that.
yeah. I think we knew both teams were. I said
I didn't
going.
think the Rams were that good.
I said going into this, there is literally no scenario that the Rams don't win the NFC West.
No, there's definitely a scenario. Matt Stafford gets hurt.
I think
I will still say that.
Jimmy Garoppolo or Stetson Bennett could lead this team to.
San Francisco has an easy schedule.
They also are hurt.
Yeah, and Mac Jones won them a game today, so let's calm it down.
I think the Rams backups. I think the Rams backups are better than Mac Jones.
They don't have Ricky Pearsall.
Oh god. Let's move on to the Packers and Browns.
Let's go. Factory of Sadness causing Kyle some sadness.
So I am going to start this out by saying
I
I
didn't
am
watch
not.
this game.
I did watch this game. I am not nervous. The Packers just got done beating 2 of the best teams in the league, and they kind of, in my opinion, they did not take this as a game. There's 2 things. One, they did not take this as a serious competition, and they should have, because they lost on their bye week basically, or they lost their tune-up game,
That's
and then, huh?
That's better.
Yeah,
Well, call it down to bye week.
I was trying to think of the words. Well, it was kind of a mini bye week because they didn't play. They played Thursday night last week, and then they had 10 days off. They lost their tune-up game, so I think they should have taken this as more of a competition than I think they probably did. And also, this is something that I've been saying. The Packers wide receiver core, the top 2 receivers on the Packers are both hurt right now. You are currently relying on Matthew Golden as
First
your
round
number
pick.
one receiver. Matthew Golden was never meant to be a number 1 receiver. He was meant to be a gadget player, slot receiver. He can play outside whenever you want Romeo Doubs to get some snaps. The Packers will be fine. Christian Watson is starting his 21-day period this week to start practicing. He will probably be back within the next 3 weeks. We're without Jaden Reed for a while, so that will suck. But I do think Christian Watson is that number one receiver that they're looking for, as long as he stays healthy. If Christian Watson gets hurt again immediately after he comes back, then I might be a little bit concerned. Um, but I think we're fine right now. That is just my opinion on this game. The defense still looked good. It was the offense that kind of let
Looks
this
like
team
hot
down.
garbage.
And I think a lot of that comes from probably a little bit of karma because Rasheed Walker said we were going to go 17-0 and then had to turn around and block Miles Garrett. Maybe he should shut his mouth. Just a thought.
I mean, Jordan Love wasn't great.
Jordan Love wasn't great. Josh
The
Jacobs was
running
horrible.
game was horrific.
Emmanuel Wilson had 6 carries, and he actually looked fine, and he was the only one that did.
Well, Josh Jacobs averaged 1.9 per carry.
Yeah, so Jordan Love, 18 of 25, 183 yards, threw a touchdown, threw a pick. It was a bad pick.
Sacked 5 times.
It was also his first of the season. He was sacked 5 times, so the offensive line wasn't good. Josh Jacobs had 16 carries for 30 yards. He also had a costly fumble towards the end of the game. And the Browns blocked a kick. So it was, and that was the thing with this game, is that those 2 turnovers and the blocked kick happened back to back to back drives. Like, third to last drive of the game, Jordan Love threw his pick. Second to last drive of the game, Josh Jacobs fumbled. And then we were trying to kick the field goal to basically ice the game because I think everyone knew the Broncos were not capable of getting into the end zone without an interception to make them only need a handful of yards like they did when they actually got in the end zone. And they blocked that kick. So it was just a series of unfortunate circumstances. The Browns did not play particularly well either. Quinshon Judkins
Looks
took
pretty decent.
all of the carries today. Basically, 18 of the 19 carries, and he looked really good.
Did.
Joe Flacco did not.
No, he did not.
He was 21 of 36 for 142 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. 2 of your top 3 receivers this game were your tight ends. I don't know why Isaiah Bond is playing. This is the first time I've seen him on. I did not see him play at all this game. He had 2 catches for 16 yards.
Which is 1 more than Jerry Jeudy had.
Why is Isaiah Bond playing? That is sad. And it is even more sad.
They don't have a lot of receivers, so
don't care. Golly. This game was just a mess. It was, like I said, it was a series of unfortunate circumstances that all came together. The Packers will be fine. I will stand by that. This was a rough one, though. And they need to pick it up.
Bad.
The offensive line needs to figure it out. Rasheed Walker needs to shut his mouth if he's going to be facing Myles Garrett right after that. I need to see. Yeah, Zach Tom left the game today. He was questionable going into the week. He played and then ended up leaving the game. So that was probably had a lot to do with the offensive line being bad. I don't know. I'm done.
Yeah, Kyle's hurt. Let's move on.
Yeah. I was just trying to figure out what happened.
Y'all sucked today. That's what happened.
They did. Let's talk about a good game. and this is the other Chargers game that we need to talk about. And Chargers ended up winning today, 23-20 over the Broncos.
I need to
And
ask you a question.
yeah,
Are the Chargers the best team in the AFC?
I think they are. Because I was about to say they're the best team in the NFL, but then I remembered the Eagles existed. Uh,
They've looked better than the Eagles.
I don't know if I'd go that far just
The
yet.
Eagles barely beat Kansas City, who doesn't look great, and the Eagles should have lost to the Rams today. They look better than the Eagles. I
Yeah,
don't
they.
care what the names on the paper. Eye test says the Chargers look better.
It was also like not that much. It should have been more of a blowout against the Raiders.
You're
That's
right. It should have been.
But the Chargers are currently 3-0. They started the season by beating every team in the AFC West.
They have an
Um,
advantage over everyone. It's their division to lose.
yeah, and their defense looked really good. Granted, the Broncos defense today looked like the Broncos defense too,
Mhm.
but Justin Herbert didn't care.
300
He,
yards.
yeah, 28 of 47, 300 yards, a touchdown and a pick.
Also
Led
sacked
them.
5 times.
Also got sacked 5 times. Yeah, the Broncos defense is good. Um, Amarion Hampton finally looked like he was starting to have some sort of semblance of a breakout. Still didn't have 4 yards per carry, but he had 70 rushing yards and a touchdown. And he's probably going to get a lot more opportunity now that Najee Harris is done for the year.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if they want him to be that guy. He is that guy now because Najee Harris is tore his Achilles. He is out for the season.
I'm
Your
trying.
backup is what, Hassan Haskins?
I think Hassan Haskins. I think Kamani Vidal might still be there.
I haven't seen him run the ball all year.
I haven't seen Haskins run the ball all year
I
either.
have.
Has he?
Yeah.
I might be wrong. He might not be there anymore. He is
No, Quentin
uh,
Johnson continues to have
on the practice
solid
squad.
solid outings. 6 for 89 today. Keenan Allen is my new ageless wonder. 7 for 65 and a touchdown. He just keeps chugging along. Who who knew that all Justin Herbert needed was Keenan Allen back in his weaponry for this
Everyone,
to be a good team?
every single human.
I don't ever understand why he left. Also, how did Gadsden out touch Lad McConkey?
Because Aronde Gadsden is good. Like
Lad
I don't know.
McConkey.
Lad McConkey is really good too. He's better than Aronde Gadsden. But also, Aronde Gadsden is good, and the fact that he's been inactive the last 2 weeks is ridiculous. Um,
Also, I think Derwin James is making a very solid case for being Defensive Player of the Year. He's so good.
I
He is in the middle of everything. I know you don't like him.
I'm fine with Derwin James. I don't have an issue with
He,
Derwin James.
linebacker, safety, nickel corner. I don't care where you put him. He does the job. He's
My
a heart and
thing
soul guy, and I love it.
my thing is whether you consider him a strong safety
I
or
don't
a
care what
middle
you consider him.
linebacker.
You consider him a
Those
weapon.
those guys don't win
I don't care.
Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Don't care who wins it. He is a weapon wherever he's at.
He's a great player. I don't know why you think I have something against Derwin James.
I thought you made comment about how people think he's the best safety, and he's not.
No, I've loved Derwin James since he pile drove Travis Kelsey straight on his face.
He's a baller.
Uh, I don't think I liked him because my brother's a Chargers fan, and so I just didn't like him from that. But ever since the
Also,
Travis Kelsey thing,
J.K. Dobbins has been good. If he can stay healthy, that's always the thing is he can't stay healthy. But J.K. Dobbins has looked legit yet again. Um, and Cortland Sutton didn't suck this week, which also helps when your number one receiver acts like a number one receiver and puts up 120 yards on 6 catches
he
and gets a
was
touchdown.
he was the only person on, or the only receiver, I should say, on the Broncos offense that didn't
Look
suck.
like hot garbage.
It was literally just him and J.K.
And
Dobbins.
guess who benched him after his trash performance last week? This guy.
To be fair, is probably very warranted. Uh,
It was bad.
what's wrong with Bo Nix?
Sophomore
Is it?
slump.
It doesn't get like this for a sophomore slump. Is it? It's not the offensive line. Is it because he doesn't have good weapons?
I mean,
Like
who's he throwing the ball to outside of Cortland Sutton? Troy Franklin, who hasn't proved
Troy, Frank,
anything.
Troy Franklin,
Marvin
Marvin.
Mims.
I think Evan Ingram was hurt this week, so he didn't even have him.
Yeah.
Lucas Kroll was their starting tight end,
Yeah, who?
or their only tight end that caught a ball, I should say.
Yeah.
I think Adam Troutman.
I don't even know if
Oh,
he's still there.
he's not on the. Yeah, he is. He's considered the starting tight end, I think, but he didn't catch a ball this week.
Also, one thing that really screwed, like, I don't know if it screwed them. Hufunga had just a stupid late hit penalty where he basically picked up a guy and slammed him after the play. That gave
Which
them
I
15.
thought was hilarious, but
Well, it was
can't do that.
stupid. So, um, but yeah, they're a good team. I mean, Patrick Surtain put him on an island. He's fine. That whole defense is solid. So, I think the question we need to ask is Denver. Like, they're 1-2, right?
They are, yes.
Because they lost last week to the Colts. Um, is Denver as good as we thought they were going to be? And I think that question is depends on what Bo Nix thinks he's going to do at quarterback.
Yeah, I'm still so confused about Bo Nix because he has the same offense that he had last year, except a better running back.
He needs another
'Cause
receiver.
last year he had
Well, here's the problem.
Javante Williams, Jaleel McLaughlin, and
Yeah,
Audric Estimé running.
he's a dink and dump guy. Like he's not throwing these huge balls. Like him not having his starting tight end is gonna hurt. But you also, I think they need to go get him like a possession receiver that's a 10-yard type guy where he can just feel safe throwing it to somebody else. But that
I
defense is
want
still legit.
I want the Broncos to be so good.
I don't.
Their defense, well, yeah, I know you don't, but their defense is so good. Bo Nix, I think, is good.
He was good last year.
He was really good last year with no weapons. He had the same. Again, he has the
They
same
have
weapons
another
this year.
receiver that left.
No, Cortland Sutton was their number one receiver last year.
Well, did they have a second receiver? Because it just seems like he is.
I don't think they did, unless I'm blanking on. I think they had Troy Franklin and Marvin Mims.
Well, Troy Franklin barely played last year.
They might have had another one. I don't know.
No, not 2025. I want the 2024 guy.
But even then, one receiver shouldn't make a difference unless
Tim
it's
Patrick,
Tim
Josh
Patrick's not
Reynolds.
good.
Tim Patrick and Josh Reynolds.
Neither one of them are good.
I think they're better options than what they have right now, though.
Josh Reynolds is a better option. Tim Patrick is not.
No,
Um,
maybe they need.
I don't know. Hopefully the Broncos offense figures it out because their offensive line isn't the issue either.
No, that's why J.K. Dobbins is. I mean, he's doing his thing. Run the ball. They're doing
And as
it.
much as you hate the Broncos, these young teams that have great offensive lines and great defenses should be good, and I
In a
want
couple
to see
years.
them be good.
Yep. They'll be
Um,
fine.
okay, does that lead us to? Do you want to talk about the Bears and Cowboys?
I think we need to for a minute.
Um, 1 minute on the clock. Go.
Okay. The Dallas Cowboys defense is so bad that Caleb Williams looked like an elite quarterback today.
And granted, I do think we should have given Caleb Williams a little bit more credit than we did the last few weeks. He hasn't his numbers haven't been as bad as they
No, but he still runs around like a chicken with his head cut off and makes stupid decisions
the eye tests
and
look
throws the ball to nobody a lot of times.
the eye
So
tests did look worse than the numbers say.
for sure. Now I'm going to give some credit to him because he did look really good today. I'm also going to say again, Dallas defense is non-existent. We saw last week Dallas's defense gave up like 300 passing yards to Malik Neighbors and Rondell Robinson, who had 142 in a touchdown. Like, that's not good. Um, Jerry Jones, your defense sucks. You said you were going to spend some draft picks to get help. You need lots of it, so good luck. Hopefully, you can do something with those firsts that you gave up for your best defensive player, which is the only reason your defense could stop anybody. Um, but yeah, Caleb Williams looked like an elite quarterback today, and I do think that um, they're starting to adopt Ben Johnson's offense, and it's starting to show through a little bit. And if that can keep going, maybe that gives Caleb Williams the confidence, and he starts settling in and stop trying to do everything himself and just use the talent around him because that offense is talented. He has every weapon you could want. And Rome Odunze is starting to come into his own and look like a really good receiver.
Maybe today, if the Cowboys had an elite edge rusher, then Caleb
Williams would have been sacked 8 million times.
Yeah, we've already given them more than 2 minutes at this point. So
I thought I did good.
I mean, you did fine. It's just too much time for the Bears and Cowboys game. So let's talk about this Sunday night football game.
It was bad, and I'm a Chiefs fan, and we won.
I was fully expecting to.
No, you weren't. You wanted to. You weren't.
After a while, it didn't. I was planning on titling this "The Chiefs Are Cooked." I still might because
they're not.
It.
You can't say what you said about the Packers and say the Chiefs are cooked.
But the thing about the Chiefs is the Packers were 2-0 and they are now 2-1 after
and the Chiefs are 1-2 and don't
after what was easily their worst game of the season. The Chiefs, this was their worst game of the season and they won.
Yeah, well, they didn't play amazing last week and they almost beat the Super Bowl champions. So you can't say they're cooked.
They played a lot better last week than they did today.
They sure did, but they didn't need to play any better. I think you can say a lot of the same things about the Packers game for this Chiefs game. The only difference is the Chiefs still got the W.
I disagree.
The Chiefs' defense was still good
against Russell Wilson.
And did they give up they gave up a touchdown and a field goal. That's it for the entire game. And they punted the ball a lot, and Mahomes looked terrible for a lot of the game. So, and honestly, his stat line was a touchdown, no interceptions. He should have had 2 picks. They just can't. Adebo can't catch the ball. He dropped 2. Pacheco didn't. I mean, he was okay, but 45 rushing yards.
Kareem Hunt 4.5 yards per carry.
I know, but he looked terrible on certain plays. Like,
okay, he's not
going to. When you have 2 carries for 10 yards, and then you have 8 for 2.5 yards every carry after that, like, it's not good enough.
He's not going to look great on every play. And
I need you to look good on like half of them.
He had 4.5 yards per carry. What do you want from him? He had 10 carries. He had 10 carries.
I want his other 8 carries to not be 24 yards.
He needs more touches. If you're gonna ask for more from him, he needs more touches to do that.
Well, when you can't throw the ball right now because you don't have receivers, like when Tyquan Thornton is your most trusted, targeted, and receiving weapon that you have, it's not good. So you can complain all you want about the Packers receiving core. This one's not better.
Um,
You're telling me you would rather have Tyquan Thornton be your number one than Matthew Golden? No, you wouldn't.
no, it's. I think they're very much so on the same level. These receiving cores are very much so on the same level, considering you also have two veterans who have been good in this league for a long time on your receiving core, starting.
You also have a veteran in Travis Kelsey who looks like hot garbage.
You got Travis Kelsey.
That doesn't mean anything.
He's gonna
He
take looks.
lost you the game last week.
He did, and he hasn't looked good, and he should have retired
He should
and
have.
lived happily ever after as Mrs. Taylor Swift.
I just want them to start giving, like, this is his last year. Like, it has to be.
Yeah,
You need to start figuring out your future plans without him. Like, get Noah Gray and Jared Wiley more involved in this offense because you're going to be without Kelsey next year, and he hasn't looked good. So you might as well give them some opportunity. I need something from this receiving core, and I know it's not going to happen. I need Jalen Royals' knee injury to get figured out so he can get some catches. I need the shoulder to get better on Xavier Worthy, and I need the next 3 games to hurry up so that Rashee Rice is back to see if this offense is really this bad or if they just don't have anything that help carry them. And I'm hoping those receivers help this run game look somewhat better. And I would also like to see Brashard Smith get a few more touches. What do you have today?
I
2 carries for 13 yards. Yeah, give him the ball a little bit.
I mean,
He's your future running back. Pacheco's gone after this year.
that's fair. I still think Pacheco is the best running back on your
He hasn't
roster
been the same since his injury.
because he hasn't had carries.
He
He's
also doesn't run straight downhill hard like he used to. He's cutting everything out to the outside and trying to run stretches.
so the play. There's one specific play that you pointed out that was a stretch to the outside. He doesn't have a say in what the
No,
play.
but then whenever you have an
He
option,
has ran. He has ran like he is running through a brick wall every time he's called to run it up the middle.
it's fine.
He still looks.
We're just going to disagree. He hasn't been good enough.
He still looks equally as explosive as he did before his injury.
I don't think he does at all.
He has gotten a handful of touches every game since he's came back. And regardless of what you think about Kareem Hunt is significantly worse and significantly older than Isaiah Pacheco. And I
Well,
think
he's a third down goal line back.
and I think
don't
those
think he's anything more than that.
and I
think
think
that's
those
honestly what
carries
Pacheco should be right now.
I think if you're giving Brashard Smith more carries, they need to be at Kareem Hunt's expense. I don't understand why they even brought him back.
Because they needed a running back last year, and he looked excellent.
Yeah, and now Isaiah Pacheco is healthy again, and you got Brashard Smith. There's no reason Kareem Hunt should still be here.
We're going to disagree on this. That's fine.
The only good thing that came from the Giants side of things is Cam Scatabo
Looks like a monster.
I don't like his name just because it should be 2 O's at the end of it. If it's pronounced Scataboo. He had 10 carries for 60 yards and a touchdown rushing, and he had 6 carries for 61, or he had 6 catches for 61 yards. He was the
And
lead receiver.
every time he got hit, he went 3 more yards.
And like I said, that was literally the only thing good.
Yeah, they were pretty terrible.
Russell Wilson
It helped that Russell threw his moon balls.
Yeah, Russell Wilson threw 2 horrible interceptions. He was 18 of 32 for 160 yards, didn't get in the end zone. Paulson Adebo dropped 2 bad picks. Bobby Okereke, I keep wanting to call him Okereke because of Pat McAfee. Bobby Okereke could have walked into the end zone for a touchdown on that Patrick Mahomes fumble, and he just let Patrick Mahomes take the ball back from him.
It was embarrassing. Also, Drew Phillips screwed them multiple
Drew
times.
Phillips, that's right. Adebo dropped one, and Phillips dropped the other one.
No, Debo dropped 2 for
Did he
sure.
drop two? So
But Drew
Mahomes
Phillips
has
had
thrown 3 interceptions.
but Drew Phillips had a third down illegal contact that gave him a first down, and then he had the ball spot foul at the end of the first half for like on the 5 yard line when the Chiefs were done, and then he got beat for a touchdown later. He looked bad.
Something else we're going to disagree with. Jackson Dart had 1 carry for 3 yards. That is too much time Jackson Dart has
He's
seen.
still living, and he should be the quarterback of this team.
No.
At worst, Jameis Winston should be the quarterback of this team. Russ blows.
I'll allow Jameis Winston because Jameis Winston's already ruined.
Also, let me just hear him talk all the time. So, bring me James. Actually, no. Don't start James. Trade him to Cincy. I want to see it. He's going to throw 50 touchdowns and 50 picks, and it'll be amazing.
He might do that with this team.
Now they're just going to let Russ throw moonballs for the rest of the season.
He'll throw the ball literally every time to Malik Neighbors, and Jameis Winston and Cam Scatabo mic'd up together.
Dude, Dayball's going to get fired without even starting their quarterback of the future. Like, at some point, he has to care about his job and start someone who gives them a chance to win. And that's Jackson Dart.
No, he doesn't.
Because what does it matter to Dayball if Jackson Dart dies on the field when he's going to get fired because he didn't start Jackson Dart?
I don't think that's why he's going to get fired.
That can't win.
I don't think that's why he's going to get fired. He's probably going to get fired because they gave Daniel Jones entirely too much money, and so they've never had
success. That's not his fault.
His entire career. I know, but that's probably why he's going to get fired because he's never had success because Daniel Jones has been their starter.
You know who could give him success? A decent quarterback. And you know who's a decent quarterback? He's sitting on the bench and he's a rookie. You're thinking about this for the Giants' long-term perspective. If I am Brian Daboll,
as they should,
my job is on the line, and I'm going to get fired unless I start winning games. And Russ sucks so bad. And I have a competent quarterback who's a rookie on my bench that could potentially win me games, that looks like the best quarterback this preseason, and I'm not even going to let him touch the field because I'm worried he might get hurt behind this O-line. What do I care if he gets hurt if I'm not here anymore?
He probably, hopefully, got direct orders from the front office, hey, you are not to
They're not smart enough to do that. You gave Daniel Jones that much money and let Saquon walk. They're not smart enough to tell him that.
Probably not, but I would hope someone there is smart enough to see that, and that is why Jackson Dart hasn't and shouldn't start. They let them go 0-17 for all I care. Do not start.
Don't care. He does. You don't care, but Dayball's job, he cares.
There's nothing that's going to save Dayball's job. Starting Jackson Dart might get him fired quicker.
No, starting Jackson Dart and having a winning season could absolutely save his job.
He will not. Jackson Dart will not give the Giants a winning season. The Giants, there is nothing good about the Giants right now. I don't know.
We're going to continue to disagree because I'm thinking not from just a Giants perspective. And if I'm a fan, I want to see Jackson Dart too.
And that's the thing. I need if I am Brian Daboll and I want a chance at keeping my job, I need to think from a Giants perspective. Because Jackson Dart playing is not going to save Brian Daboll's job. And I legitimately think Jackson Dart playing is going to get him fired earlier because he, again, probably has direct orders. Do not play him under any circumstances. That is why they have Russell Wilson and Jameis Winston on this team.
And if I'm Brian Daboll and that's my directive, I would tell them either fire me now or sign me to a contract because I am going to lose with Russell Wilson. So those are your options. Fire me now or sign me if you want me to not play Jackson Dart because we are going to blow otherwise.
And Brian Daboll is not going to play that game because he is not going to get another job at this point.
No, he's going to be a freaking coordinator because he's never had talent around him to play.
He might not get a coordinator.
He'll get a coordinator job. We've talked way too much about this game. It wasn't good. The Chiefs got to win. They're not cooked. Scadabo's a stud. How about Malik Neighbors having 2 catches for 17 yards?
Yeah, he plays for the Giants, so I don't.
You know what would help that? Jackson Dart.
Probably not. Um, so we have a Monday night game tomorrow to talk about, and it's
Best game of the week.
the only good game of the week.
That's not true. Rams Eagles was a good game.
Fine, I'll give you that, and I'll give you Broncos Chargers.
Oh, we got to talk about one more thing before we go to this last game. Vanilla Vic, Danny Dimes. What is going on? The Indianapolis Colts are 3-0, and Danny Dimes looks. He's probably number 3 in the MVP race right now through 3 weeks.
I don't think that is going to stand.
No, I don't either. But
We
if
said
we
the
were to
same
take
thing
a
about Sam
vote,
Darnold last year.
I don't care. If we were to take a vote right now, he's a top 3 player in the league at this moment. It's him, Josh Allen, and Justin Herbert have been the 3 best players in the NFL so far. Insane.
I said the Colts aren't as bad as you think they are.
I am eating my words, and
I didn't think they're going to be first in the division.
They're going to win this. Jonathan Taylor might be the most underrated player because he's been on that terrible Indy team for so long. He is an absolute filthy beast.
I think it's more so been the injuries.
Doesn't matter. He's a stud.
He is. I'm not denying that he's a stud. I just think it's probably because he hasn't been on the field as much as you wish he should be. Maybe he didn't even. I don't even know if he missed that many games, but it seems
I don't
like
think he has.
It seems like he's missed at least like 5 games a year for the last 3 or 4 years.
I'm pulling it up right now because games played 14, 10, 11, 17, 15. And outside of the 10 and 11, he's had 1,400, 1,800, and 1,100 yards. Absolute beast. He's going to get 2,000 rushing yards at some point. I think he's that good. It might be this year.
I don't know if I'd go 2,000, but
He's that good. He's had an 1,800-yard season already. All right, let's talk about this Monday night game.
All right. Lions and Ravens. So the Lions started out the season with a bad loss to the Packers, and then they followed it up with a huge win against the Bears. And I wouldn't take too much stock in that if they didn't score 52 points.
Yeah.
And remind us exactly what they're capable of.
Oh, we have the exact same lineup as last year. We just lost our coordinators. We'll figure it out. That's what they did. And then they said, all right, we're going to shut everyone up and drop 52 on them.
Yeah, and you know what? Dan Campbell is a great coach. And I
love Dan Campbell.
I think sometimes people forget that. The Ravens this year, their offense has been really good. Their defense hasn't really. Last week they gave up 17 points to the Browns, which is that their most points they've scored this year? 13
Ravens?
against the Packers, 16 against the Bengals. So yeah, their most points they've scored. Okay, guys, we are taking one more shot at this. I don't know what is happening, but hopefully you can still see both of us. Yeah, but the Ravens offense has looked really good. The Ravens defense has not. They gave up 40 points to the Bills, which that happens, but they also gave up the most points the Browns have scored this season. Where do you see this game going?
I'm not sure. Because that's the thing about the Ravens. Like, they can turn it on and be unstoppable, or they can blow fourth quarter leads. And I think this Lions team is too good for them to just have a decent offensive day when their defense hasn't been great this year. Um, I think the Lions figured it out last week, and I don't think this Ravens defense. And on top of that, they've got a lot of injuries. Like Madubuike's out, Van Noy's out. Like they've got a couple guys out that it's going to be a concern that they're not going to get enough pressure on Jared Goff to make it hard for them. So I think this Lions offense is going to roll, and it's going to come down to can they keep up points wise, which we know the Ravens are capable, um, and can they hold a lead if they get one in the fourth quarter? So I'm going to take the Lions in this one.
I also am. I came into this season thinking the Lions were the best team in the NFL, and their game against the Packers showed me otherwise, but their game against the Bears said we may not be the best, but we're one of them. If you look at their team, they have the best running back duo in the NFL, easily. They have a top five 1-2 punch at receiver. They have probably a top five tight end. Literally the thing about this Lions offense that is holding them back is Jared Goff, who has looked like a pretty good quarterback at all points with this team. Their defense is very good as well. It's just not as high powered as their offense. I consider this to be this is going to be a shootout, and I don't think it's going to be a blowout by any means, but I do think it's going to be a fairly healthy win for the Lions.
Let me give you a stat. Let me give you
I
a
could probably say
stat.
it's a two-score game.
Let me give you a stat for how bad the Ravens defense has been this year. They are 31st in defensive yards average. They're averaging 409.5 yards per game. They've given up 7 touchdowns, and their passing defense is second worst only to the Patriots, and they're averaging almost 300 yards per game. You cannot average 300 yards per game against one of the teams being the Browns and think that you're going to stop Amon-Ra, J-Mo, Tesla, and that's on top of the running backs that they have. And you've got a stud tight end. Like, they're not going to stop this passing game.
Yeah, and we both think very highly of both of these teams. I think we both
They're very
gave
good.
I think we both gave both of them buys this season
Yes.
in our predictions. I think I said the
I
Lions
had
were going to be the
Ravens
one
at
seed.
2, and I had Raven and Lions at 3. I think I had them at 2.
I say I had the Lions at 1. I think I had the Ravens at 2.
Yeah.
And it might end up being closer to yours, but yeah, I think we're both expecting Lions wins. Will we be shocked if the Ravens win?
I think it's
Obviously
going to be a high-scoring game, and I think it's going to be fairly close. Like, I wouldn't be shocked if this looked similar to the Bills-Ravens game at the first game of the season.
yeah, so hopefully tomorrow we have really good football, and hopefully next week we have a good game to talk about to cap off week 3. I haven't looked at week 4 schedule yet, but I'm hoping this is going to be the game that gets us excited about podcasting next week.
Maybe you just need to get excited. I've been fine with all of this.
Yeah, it's probably because the Packers lost to the Browns.
Yeah, you're just in a bad mood today.
I am.
He came over to watch Sunday Night Football with fighting words. I'm like, calm down. You're just mad your Packers lost to the Browns. He's like, you're right. Next week we have Ravens Chiefs, which is not going to be fun for me. But Patrick Mahomes is Lamar Jackson's daddy, so hopefully that continues. Eagles Bucks. Rams Colts. Who would have thought that could be a good game? Packers Cowboys.
That's going to be a primetime game, so we're going to have to talk about that.
Yeah,
And honestly, after this week, I'm starting to get concerned. We
and
don't lose. We don't lose to the Cowboys. We just don't.
and
So
that's basically it all for all the good games next week. So,
we'll take it. So thank you guys for watching.
oh, hold on,
Um,
one more thing. There was
oh,
something that hasn't happened in the NFL. Isaiah Rodgers had a pick six and a fumble recovered for a touchdown today, and then he also had another forced fumble later in the game in the battle of the backup quarterbacks.
it wasn't a battle.
It wasn't.
It was.
It wasn't.
It
Cincinnati
was.
got their butts spanked.
It was Carson Wentz taking his little Vikings horn and beating Jake Browning over the head with it until he
I'm
just.
glad that's the way you went with that Viking horn.
he.
I thought you were going somewhere else, and I got a little concerned.
Who knows what he did with it? I just know Jake Browning did not survive it.
No, he did not.
um. God, the Bengals should be so good.
I'm telling you, all I want in this world is for them to get Jameis for while he's out, so we can watch. It ain't gonna be 30 for 30. It's gonna be 50 for 50, and it's gonna be amazing.
I want them to get an offensive line so
I
T.
don't.
Higgins can get more than one catch and Chase Brown can have more than 3 yards on 10
Man,
carries.
get Jameis. He's gonna throw it 72 times to those two. He's gonna be like, they're down there somewhere. Go get it. It's going to be entertaining. And if you're going to waste him on the bench and let Russ throw moonballs for interceptions and not play Jackson Dart, what do you need Jameis there for?
For
Quotes?
the comic relief.
We suck so bad. We need Jameis here to steal some
Yeah,
crab legs and make funny comments.
because without Jameis, it'll just be depressing.
Oh, it's already depressing.
But Jameis makes it better.
Not much.
So thank you guys for watching. If you guys enjoy me having a bad mood and the Cody's not the most sunshine and rainbows either. With how the Chiefs have been performing.
No, but I didn't let it affect my podcasting. I wasn't butthurt all night about it.
So if you guys enjoy what we do, just in general, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. Tell Cody that he's wrong about Jackson Dart needing to
Let
start.
Kyle know he's a fool.
And if you guys are watching on Spotify and Apple Podcasts, be sure to download.
You're listening.
You're listening. It looks like it's videos on.
I listen to them. I don't see it.
I don't know how that works, but it
I
looks
literally
like
listen to them every week. So
maybe it is. I don't know. I watch our stuff on YouTube.
I do all of them.
I probably should be doing that.
Yeah, you probably should. Way to support the pod.
I make sure our content is quality. And
Okay. Anyway, let us know who's right on the debate between Jackson Dart. Should he be starting? Should he be sitting? Watch and like, and I'll do all the fun stuff.
yeah. So we will
We've got
see
more
you
stuff coming this week, as always. Basketball will happen,
allegedly.
allegedly. Hockey is coming,
Allegedly.
as long as we make contact with someone. Otherwise, you might just hear me talk and Kyle sit there and go, "Uh-huh." While
I know enough. I know enough about hockey. I just don't have as much time as I thought I would to do 5 episodes a week.
not committed.
I'll do it. It'll just be late. We'll be recording late on Tuesday night.
It's already late. Anyway, we'll see you guys next time. See ya.